Hey everybody, this is Chase with a Storage Post here in Yorktown, Virginia. I'm going to do a video today on how to use your Silhouette Cameo. First thing we're going to do is, once you get everything out, you're going to download your software to your computer. Your cutter should come with the software, but if it doesn't, no worries, you can go to Silhouette of America and download the software from them for free. So, now that we have our software downloaded, our computer's opened up, first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to connect our printer cutter to our computer. And since we're going to be making a bundle today, when we first started, Beth sent us some templates to use for the size of the bundles and the stars and the clouds and everything. So we save those, and what we do is we go to File, you scroll down to Open, and we have ours saved as Baby Bundle. As you can see, we have a bunch of other ones, but right here, Baby Bundle, just double click and it'll open it up. And what you want to do is you want to always save one so it kind of leaves everything in the same positioning, so nothing really gets changed. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on and delete this one so we can show you how to type it up. So now that we have a blank screen but our template is open, you're going to go over here to the left side of your screen and you're going to select your A for the text box. And then you're going to come over here and click on your paper. We use Comic Sans as our text, but there are tons you can choose from. So we're going to scroll down here to Comic Sans, which is right here. And then we're going to, I'll just go on and use my name. My name is Christopher. And then hit enter and Chase. And once you have that there, bring it over here. You can center it however you want. And what we do is you click on it, and then you're going to go back over here to the right side of the screen and you're going to click the center button, which is going to center your text up in whatever text you just typed in that box. Also over here on the right side of the screen, you can select your text size. You can do character spacing or line spacing, which pretty much moves your letters closer together, further apart, or your lines pushed together, farther apart if you're trying to squeeze something together. But what we find easier is just to click on the text and pull it open bigger with the cursor. So right here we have the top of the bundle, which we usually make a little bit bigger than the text or the stats underneath. So then we're going to go back over here and we're going to open another text box. Underneath that, we're going to go back over to the right. We're going to pick our Comic Sans right here, and we are going to type in the stats. So I think I don't even know how big I was, so we'll just make something up here. Hold on. We got to make sure that we click on it. There we go. Oh. A little difficulty. Alright, so we'll go on and type it, and then we'll change our text after we have it all typed up. So 7 pounds, 6 ounces, 21 inches, and I was born on February 2nd, 1991. So now that we have that typed up, we're going to come over here. We'll click on it. We'll come over here and click our center box again, which will make our text that we just typed centered in the box. So as you can see, it went from the left side to centered. And then we're going to go up here to our text type, and we're going to select Comic Sans again so that everything is the same text. And once we get down here, there it is. We'll go back over here, centered underneath my name, and again we'll adjust the size to what we like. So that looks like a pretty good size right there. Everything looks centered up. You can click off of it and look at it if you would like. So that's pretty much making your bundle on the computer. There's a lot of different options on here that you can play around with once you learn, but this is pretty much how to make a bundle to get started. And once you figure that out, you can start playing around and figure a lot of other things out. So now that we got that made, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our cutter, which I have on already, and let me just start from scratch here. So what we're going to do is I'm unloading the cutter right now, and I use just a utility knife, and what I do is I cut from the right side down at an angle, just a little bit of an angle, so it's not a straight cut. Get rid of the piece, the old piece, and what we're going to do now is we're going to load the cutter. But as you can see, I cut at an angle. I cut from the right side to the left side a little bit, and the right side's further than the left side, which makes it easier when you go to load it into your cutter. So once you get your rollers here adjusted to the right distance, which is 12 inches, and there's slots in the bar, so you can't really mess it up. This little blue lever right here, you're going to click that down, and what that does is that picks the roller up, and you're able to slide the right side of your paper in. So once we have that in there, we're going to click back down on this adjustment tab, and we're going to hit load media over here on the right. So what that does is that'll pull your vinyl into your machine. And once we have that in there, what I like to do is I like to unclick it again, and there's a bunch of little lines on here which are your guidelines. And what I do is I loosen the vinyl again and I line it up to where it is perfectly straight with these little guidelines here. So once you get one side of your vinyl lined up, you can tighten back down on your adjustment tab. So now that we got our vinyl in here ready to cut, next thing we're going to do is your blade is right here. Now to get your blade in and out, all you do is simply turn this little blue knob right here, and your blade will pick right out. Here it is. You need to pay attention to the numbers that are on the blade that adjust the height of the blade depth for when you're cutting. So we'll leave that out for the moment, and we'll go back over here to the computer. So once we're back over here to the computer, we have our bundle all made up. What we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the top left hand of the screen, and it looks like a little printer. There's two of them, and one of them has a little A, and if you just put the mouse over it, should pop up and say send a Silhouette. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on that, and then it's going to bring us a bunch of options up over here to the right. And what I like to do is I like to go to my settings, which is right here, and change settings. Everything should save most of the time, but I just like to double check so things don't get messed up and you having to go fix your mistakes. So what we're going to do here is it gives you a bunch of different things you can cut. At the very bottom it says vinyl. What you're going to do is you're going to select vinyl, and what that does is that adjusts all these settings right here to the correct settings to cut your vinyl. So what we normally do is we uncheck cutting mat and we uncheck double cut. So neither one of those should be selected, unless you are using a cutting mat, which you don't need if you are using regular vinyl. Then over here to the left of that, you have your speed and your thickness adjusting, which is right here. What I like to do is I like to keep my speed down to either 7 or 8. It just, when I've tried cutting really fast, I've had blades break on me, so I kind of keep it a little bit slow, but it's really not that slow. And I don't hardly ever play with the thickness unless I'm having problems for some reason, which is hardly ever. Then right here you have a little diagram of your blade, and it has a little arrow saying 2. So for the vinyl, it's telling you that your blade needs to be set on a 2. So we're going to come back over here to our blade, and we're going to make sure that it is set on a 2, which you can see the little red dot is lined up, if you can see it, with the 2. If you need to adjust your blade, there's a little thing right in the cutter where you can set it down in, and you can turn it and it'll adjust your blade height. So once you have your blade height all set, you're going to take it and you're going to put it back into your cutter. Once you have it back into your cutter, you're going to click it back over to where it's locked into place. So now we're locked back into place. We have all our settings correct. We have everything ready to cut our bundle. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on cut. And if I did everything correctly, which I hope I did, she will start cutting out the bundle. So we'll give it here a minute. Shouldn't take that long. This just gives you an idea of what it should be happening at this point. While we're waiting for that to cut, what I usually do is I usually get my bundle ready and get my transfer paper out and everything ready to apply your vinyl to your bundle, which I believe Beth has already done a video on that. So no need for us to do that unless she wants me to here in the future. So our bundle's cutting out. We got our knife here, ready to cut it off when she gets done. So we'll give it a few more seconds and let her cut. Another thing to remember is while it's cutting, you don't want to go messing with the computer. You don't want to exit out of your cutter or anything, because that will mess up what's being cut right now. We've done that a couple times and we've learned from our mistakes. Alright, now that our vinyl has been cut, our bundle's been cut, what you're going to do is you're going to come back over here to your cutter and you are going to click on unload, which it should automatically pop up. So we're going to hit enter. What that does is that's going to spit your vinyl back out of the machine. And like I said earlier, you're going to want to cut. Give yourself a little bit of room below the text that was cut out, and you're going to want to cut, well, you can do what you know, whatever seems to be easier for you, but for me, and the people I've helped so far, this seems to kind of work the easiest. So you cut at a little bit of an angle, so next time you go to cut something, it's easier to load. So, and the table we have over here, we bring it over here, and we pull up the vinyl. So now we have our vinyl cut. Everything seems to look pretty good. I just normally take a X-Acto knife here and pick out all the middle of all the letters that need to be picked out. So we get that done, and we will have our bundle all cut. Well, the vinyl for the bundle. There we go. So there's what it should look like when it's done, or similar to that. So now that we got that done, the last thing you want to do is go back over here to your computer. You can go back. I got back off of Silhouette. Pull Silhouette back up, and what I like to do is, if I have a bundle that I like, I will save that bundle so you have it made up. All your settings and everything are already there. So you pretty much do the same thing as you did when you open it. You just go back to File and click on Save As, and that'll save whatever project you've made or anything else you've cut. So that is pretty much everything on how to make a bundle with the Silhouette Cameo machine. If you have any questions, please feel free to find us on Facebook at the Storks Post and shoot us a message, and I will be more than happy to try to help you out, or I'm sure Beth will do her best to help you also. So hopefully y'all can figure everything out from this video, and y'all will not have any problems. And that's about it. So thanks for your time, and good storking. We'll see y'all later.